Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
Welcome back to Going in Raw. It's the podcast that we do where we talk about wrestling and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly just wrestling. All wrestling.
Primarily.
It's basically just Kayfabe Corner plus a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, it's a 40-minute build up to Kayfabe Corner.
But before we get to Kayfabe Corner, today I'm guessing I'm going to go 11 of 12.
You think so?
Yes.
All right, I found some obscure names. So.
Oh, no. Well, we'll find out. I have your number today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you say 11 of 12?
Yeah. I'm only going to get one wrong today.
Guess on my list of 12 which number you'll get wrong.
Number 8.
Okay. But know which one it is.
In today's episode, first we're going to talk about Daniel Bryan potentially returning to Raw. We're going to talk about our Payback predictions. And in the gorilla position, we're going to discuss the greatest factions of all time. We're going to figure out...
Why was that a question?
We're going to determine, factually, definitive, what the greatest faction is of all time.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
But first...
Rock cap.
Yeah, there we go. I love the enthusiasm in your voice. Big fat rumor going around right now. Daniel Bryan, who's been on the injured reserved list,
Yeah.
might be coming back tonight
Yeah.
to announce his retirement.
Well, I didn't hear that part of it.
Neither did I. It's pure speculation on my part.
That's what you made up.
Yeah, I just totally made that part up. Don't know if he's going to retire. Doubt it. He'll probably come back at some point. What's after Payback?
Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank. I could see him coming back at Money in the Bank.
For the Money in the Bank match?
What does he have? The IC title currently still?
Yeah.
Never mind. He's not going to come back for that. Yeah, I don't
and
know.
Also, if you're just coming back from injury and assuming it's related to his neck, I don't think the Money in the Bank ladder match is really the match you want to return to participate in.
This is Daniel Bryan, though. I don't think he cares about that.
Could be.
He seems like the type he'll just come back and he'll be like, yeah, I'm fine. I'll go 110% as I always do.
Mm-hmm.
Screw that. Yeah, no, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think he's gonna come back? Do you think he's coming back to? If he was retiring, that would have leaked. So he's not gonna retire.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Do you think he's gonna announce a comeback, or is he just gonna come back and sort of like say, well, I'm gonna be around on TV, just hanging out for a bit. I'm gonna do some stuff.
It'll be one of two things. I think he'll come back and say I'm back and set up a match for Payback with somebody.
Yeah.
Or he's gonna come back, start an announcement, and get beat down by somebody to write him off TV for an extended period of time.
Yeah. You think they'll bring him back just to? I think it's kind of they haven't mentioned on TV that he's fucked up, right?
Well, they mentioned that he's hurt because.
Oh yeah, they did because to explain
Bray,
why, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's an interview with Bray or something where she mentioned it with
Naomi. Because I mean,
it?
they already sort of said that anyways with him, his match versus Sheamus, which is sort of what they use. I mean, which was legit, kind of what spurred him to leave in the first place. But they kind of mentioned that already. I'm of the opinion that it's probably going to be the first one. What did you say? What was the first one again?
That he's going to come back and going to come back full time.
Yeah, I think he's probably going to just say, I'll be back after Payback. I don't think he's going to like wrestle tonight or anything like that.
No, I don't think he's going to wrestle tonight, but I think if he's going to come back, he's going to come back to return immediately to active competition.
What, let's see here. Payback, so Barrett doesn't have a match right now at Payback.
No, actually right now, there's only 2 confirmed matches for Payback.
Mm-hmm.
It's Cena Rusev and then the four-way match for the belt.
Did you ever get a chance to watch SmackDown this past week?
I did not know.
It was fun. I have no problem watching SmackDown these days. It's not, I mean, none of it's must-see TV. But SmackDown is actually it's fairly entertaining. I've said this before. Ever since they've come back from WrestleMania, there has been definitely an effort to make SmackDown to make it better. Mm-hmm. Which is weird to me that they weren't doing this in the first place. Like,
I know
it's like, wait, you're gonna have Cena go to house shows, but he's not gonna be on TV all the time.
Yeah,
That's weird.
It is weird,
right? And so, but it's been fun. They did a contract signing for the main event, and at one point, Rollins and Kane and J&J were all arguing amongst themselves. And as they're arguing, Ambrose just gets up and starts arranging the ring. Like, he puts a table in the corner. He sort of moves the chairs out of the way. And as they're sort of arguing, they sort of notice this out of their periphery, what he's doing. And they all just stop. And they're like, what are you doing? And he says, I mean, we all know how this is going to end up, right? It was good. It was actually really, it was pretty, it was entertaining because all three of them come down except for Rollins. Rollins is standing on the top of the stage or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you need to come down here. And he's like, no, I don't. Well, he starts coming down. And he's like, well, let me review the contract. And he's like, okay, it looks like everything's in order here. It looks like Reigns can sign his name better than wrestle a match. He was very entertaining. He was talking shit about all of them and saying that each of them were talking shit about the other one. He's like, what is it you used to say, Ambrose? You don't think Reigns can wrestle his way out of a bag? It was funny as hell. It was actually, I've never been entertained by a contract signing, but I was pretty entertained by this.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was good. So I think Ambrose is a great addition to the main event match. And I think that we'll get to this in a little bit. I think he's going to be the fall guy. I think one of the reasons they put him in there is so they can pin him.
Yeah.
But I think that he gets shit. I mean, he gets a bigger pop than Reigns.
Yeah.
Orton always gets a big pop, but it's kind of on par with Orton.
Yeah.
Like the pop that he's getting.
Yep.
So I don't know. Hopefully, I think he's gonna make a really strong case for himself being up there and staying up there in the main event mix in some manner.
Well, especially after Ambrose wins Money in the Bank next month.
Yes. Yeah, I know. That's gonna be good. Yeah, he'll do that. It would not surprise me at all. I was looking at this and I was thinking about it. I was like, it would not surprise me at all if Ambrose won World Heavyweight Gold before Reigns did. It really wouldn't surprise me. Like, just hearing Reigns talk is still so cringeworthy.
Yeah.
And Ambrose just keeps on getting these pops and he keeps on putting on these spectacular matches.
He's great on the mic.
Yeah, I don't know. I love that guy. I think he's great.
So
anyways, let's get to our Payback predictions.
Yes. Obviously, on our notes here, everything with a question mark is an unconfirmed, but seems like it would make sense that they're going to have some sort of match with these parties at Payback.
Let's see here. So we got IC belt, Daniel Bryan versus Barrett. I can see that. I can see that happening at Payback.
Yeah.
I think, Barrett's already the king.
Yeah.
If Daniel Bryan is back, it means he's back for a while, and that means they're going to keep the belt on him. Okay. So I'm thinking Daniel Bryan's going to win that.
Okay, this is assuming this match even happens.
If the match actually happens. We're less than a week out, and we don't even know if half these matches are more than half.
Well, we only know about two of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And I will agree with you that if Daniel Bryan's in a match, he's going to win.
Yeah. Tag titles, the New Day is going to keep those for a while.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and I would think they're going to fight, what's her faces? The Brass Ring, I guess. Is that what they call it?
Oh, Cesaro and Kid.
They need to push that name more, because I think that's a great name, the Brass Ring Club.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, it's good.
I like that name. It's good. They should have like shirts and stuff. Nikki Bella versus. I actually really like Naomi lately.
Yeah, Naomi's great.
She's good. She's really good. It's funny. They're kind of giving her the heel Paige thing. Like, I kind of noticed that because she kind of dresses a bit on the goth side. She kind of, I don't know. I look at her. I'm like, they're kind of doing what they were doing like with Paige a little bit when she was kind of heelish. And so like sort of the anti-diva thing. Yeah, she's called out divas for being, diva-ish. Weird that they never really established. There was no rhyme or reason for the Bellas becoming faces.
I know, it just happened.
Just sort of happened. You're saying Naomi's gonna win this?
Yeah. The
new Divas champion, Naomi?
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with that.
Okay.
I'll say that too. Why not? Sheamus versus Ziggler. Let's see. Ziggler won the last. Sheamus has to win this.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too.
That means a bummer. It's a bummer, but he has to win it. I don't care. I kind of like Sheamus again.
No, no good.
He's great.
He's no good.
Bray Wyatt. Do you think this is gonna happen at Payback? Bray Wyatt versus Ryback?
Yeah,
probably.
Why wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. What's after that? Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder if they're going to do another, if the tag title thing might be a redux of this past SmackDown, I think it was, where Ryback teamed up with the Brass Ring Club, and if they might do that again, and then even further the feud going into Money in the Bank, where Bray Wyatt, but I don't know, maybe not. Let's see here, Bray versus Ryback. Yeah, it's got to be Bray Wyatt.
It seems your scenario there seems like a long time for a Wyatt Ryback feud to go on.
But they haven't really done much with it so far.
They've kind of done what the feud deserves, I think.
what Ryback deserves, maybe.
Yeah.
Cena versus Rusev. Now, Cena keeps the belt.
You think so?
Yeah. I think, although, wasn't it Dan who said...
yeah, his storyline would have been very interesting.
Well, I think that'll be great. Yeah, that's gonna do something. But I think it's not gonna be that clever. I think Cena's gonna win because of some dissension between Lana and Rusev.
Yeah, I know. That's probably what it's gonna be.
That's what I'm thinking.
So Cena.
All right. Are we? I don't like this.
Yeah, we're
mine to Nikki Bella.
Okay.
That's the only place where I can kind of disagree on stuff.
Okay. So far across the board, except for that, I guess we are in unison, in tune.
And then I think the main event. I think we're probably going to be in tune also. I think Rollins wins. Ambrose gets pins. Yeah. And Ambrose with the pin. Now, this is kind of a cut and dry one, but is there any potential here for decent matches? The main event will be a good match.
Yeah, main event will be good.
If Daniel Bryan can go, if he will go, if he's going to go, that could be a good match.
The tag match will be good.
The tag match will be good, yeah. I love the New Day, man. They're good.
Sheamus bores me, so...
No, Sheamus is great. Yeah, but Ziggler can sell him very well.
Yeah.
Ziggler can put on a good match with him. It's not going to be a barn burner or nothing, but it'll be entertaining. No. I'm not optimistic on Bray Wyatt versus Ryback.
I think we've already more or less seen what Cena and Rusev can do together.
Yes, many times, many times.
This final chapter thing with them still seems strange because usually the final chapter is an odd number.
This is number 4, isn't it?
Yeah.
And at best, Rusev can pull even. Is that right?
Yeah.
These final chapter, dude. Maybe they just don't. They don't count Fastlane, I guess.
Okay, maybe. But even then, if Rusev wins, he's down 2-1.
He's speaking abstractly. The final chapter. Maybe that's the thing. I guess it doesn't matter how many times you lose as long as you win in the end.
I guess. Maybe this is a double or nothing thing that we're just not aware of it.
Also, we have to announce that due to some prior commitments, Dan Nerd Cubed will not be on the next episode of Going in Raw, but the following one.
Yes, the following one will be our Payback recap. And
we haven't had this confirmed, but we might have a very special guest.
Yeah.
Potentially on that episode along with Dan.
Yeah.
So that might be interesting. That might be fun.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely looking forward to it.
But worst case scenario, we'll have Dan.
Yes.
This podcast is going to grow and grow and grow. Like, it's going to end up being like 8 guys just shouting at each other.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
It'll be fantastic.
Yes. The more going in Owens, the better. Going in Owens.
I already have my
Kevin
angle.
Latrine angle.
Yeah, I already have it.
We want to know everybody else's Kevin Latrine angles, his backstory.
Yeah.
All right. I know I have to come up with that one. Let's see here. Now
I didn't say mine was good. I just said I had it already.
Oh, you had it's done. Good. I guess it's time for the gorilla position. Making our way through this, getting to Kayfabe Corner.
Yeah, we're doing it in record time this week.
Well, that was first segment was 14 minutes.
I know.
Yeah, and so this will be okay. Gorilla today in the gorilla position. We're going to talk greatest factions of all.
Yeah,
what spurred you?
I was thinking because we're having kind of a Shield reunion.
Yeah.
This upcoming weekend, why not take a look back at some of the greatest factions in wrestling history?
Correct.
So that's what spurred it.
All right. Well, there's a lot of factions to get through here.
Yeah.
And for the first, you had just the iconic, the traditional iconic ones.
Yeah, I did it real quick.
Let's see here. We have, and then I added some.
Yeah.
I was looking up. I put the Dangerous Alliance on here.
Yeah.
And if you look at this historically, if you take everybody in their prime, this is probably one of the most interesting, talent-filled stables in wrestling history, Adrian Adonis,
Yeah.
Randy Rose, part of the original. I'm just looking at their Wikipedia entry. I guess were they a thing in AWA first?
Maybe.
Made a name for itself in World Championship Wrestling in the early 90s and the AWA in 87. With Adrian Adonis, Randy Rose, and Dennis Condrey making up the AW. I don't know about them. One of the Midnight Express. Oh, I guess the Midnight Express and Adrian Adonis. Okay, who cares about that? We're talking about the WCW version.
Yeah.
Okay.
But before you list off any more members, there is one problem with the Dangerous Alliance,
hold
and
on, looking through
his
it.
name is Larry Zbyszko. I know he's a Hall of Famer.
Okay, here's the thing about Larry Zbyszko. You're right about that, but I remember I was watching, I think like a Paul Heyman doc or whatever, some doc, and it showed everybody in the faction in the ring at the same time, and Larry seemed to just wander in at the end, and just the shot that I saw made me feel that maybe Larry just got lost and wandered into a group of people, like he thought it was an HR meeting.
Yeah.
He thought that they were going to go over sexual harassment in the workplace, and Larry just sort of wandered in, not understanding that he was in fact now aligning himself with the Dangerous Alliance. So he doesn't count. Rick Rude, who's a legend. Double A Arn Anderson. Bobby Eaton, who I think is really good. Like if you'd take 25 years off what we're talking about here. Steve Austin, of course, my favorite of all time. The Freebird, Michael P.S. Hayes. Of course, Paul Heyman, and their valet was an ass kicker herself, Medusa.
Yep.
And then apparently there was some sort of ECW incarnation of the Dangerous Alliance. According to Wikipedia here, it says
in the very early days.
Jimmy Snuka, Don Morocco, the Dark Patriot, Eddie Gilbert, Taz, Sabu, 9/11. Again, that doesn't really count.
That must have been in the early days of ECW.
I guess so. Anyways, that WCW faction, not really known necessarily. I mean, that was sort of a weird time for WCW in the first place, as you can tell from that lineup. Weird places, weird people all over the place. The Nation of Domination.
Yeah.
That was a pretty strong heel faction.
Yeah.
Farouk, The Rock, Owen Hart at one point.
D'Lo Brown.
Was it Kama his name?
Yeah,
Godfather's
Kama.
name? The fighting machine?
The Ultimate Fighting Machine.
The Ultimate
I think
Fighting
his name
Machine. I believe he was actually in UFC.
Was it the Ultimate Fighting Machine or just the Fighting Machine?
I think it was the Ultimate Fighting Machine. Mark Henry was in that group. Yeah, it was a very strong group. I liked how thematic they were. You know, the Black Panther type thing they had going on. They raised the fist. I like that. It was very thematic.
Yeah.
The Nation of Domination. Had a good ring to it. Had a good theme song. The Attitude Era was just chock full of factions.
Hold on. The Supreme Fighting Machine.
The Supreme Fighting Machine. There you go. Attitude Era had a lot of factions. The Union.
They did. Yeah. The Ministry. The Corporate
Ministry. The
Corporate
Corporation.
The
Corporation. Yeah. I believe there was like an Asian themed one.
Yeah. Was it Kai and Tai?
Kai and Tai. Yeah. There you go. Funaki and all them.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to think who. There was the. Whatever.
I was trying to think of DiBiase's faction.
The $1 Million Corporation.
Yeah.
Who else was in that?
Well, that was when it was DiBiase. It was depending on when at one time they were a tag team, but also back when Andre. Was aligned with DiBiase.
Yeah. I like the Radicals. That was Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit. Wasn't like Shane Douglas in that?
No, it was Dean Malenko.
There was a variation on that with Shane Douglas. I think before they skipped over to WWF, in WCW they were still together as like some sort of faction with Shane Douglas in there.
Yeah, wasn't it? They just called themselves the Revolution.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. The $1 Million Corporation. Let's see here. Let's look at this roster. Nikolai Volkov, Bam Bam, IRS, Ted DiBiase's version of The Undertaker, Tatanka, King Kong Bundy, Kama, Psycho Sid, X-Pac, or back then he was a 1-2-3 Kid. Somebody named Santa Claus, but with an X instead of an S. The Ringmaster Steve Austin, and of course Andre the Giant. Yeah. Again, that's like spanning a lot of years, though.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Evolution. was Triple H's post DX faction with Flair, him, Orton, and Batista. That was sort of a crappy. I mean, that was just Triple H, I think, wanting to have all the gold. That was Triple H trying to force his own version of the Horseman on the world.
Yeah.
And I don't know really. You know what creeped me out about Evolution? In their video package, they would show like shots of them all in a limo together with like women, and they're all like making out with women. It was just very gross. It was not good. Like the camera was moving around a lot, but somebody's dick was out. It was probably the oldest member of Evolution. Rick, put that away, Rick. Come on, the cameras are rolling. This is post attitude or PG-13, I think, or PG.
And Flair just keeps on wooing.
He just keeps on woo, and his dick is all limp. Disgusting. Anyways, let's see here. Of course, I think the top 4 of these factions here are kind of, even the top 3, I'd say, are probably not. You can't argue with these.
No.
The Horsemen, definitely a top 3.
Yeah.
NWO,
definitely top 3.
Definitely top 3. DX, I'd say probably up there, and the Shield.
Yeah.
The Shield, it's interesting because once again, not a lot of history between us and the Shield. Mm-hmm. So it's difficult to place it in context.
Yes.
But the Horsemen and NWO, I think, are obviously the top 2 factions of all time.
Without a doubt.
I didn't put the Freebirds in there because they're more of a tag team.
We didn't talk about Shane Douglas's triple threat.
Oh, the triple threat.
In ECW.
Shane Douglas, Chris Candido, and Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yeah.
And then weren't there other people that sort of
wasn't Just Incredible in it?
Yeah.
And Lance Storm was a member?
That's correct. Was he?
I believe so.
Hold on. Triple threat.
And Francine was the manager, the valet.
Yeah. I like Francine. She was disgusting looking. Let's see here. Yeah, they probably all tag team her. Let's see. It's gross. Let's see. Oh, here are the members. Oh, you know what? I forgot about this. He brought back the triple threat in XPW.
Oh, that's right.
So, and Supreme was a member. Lizzie Borden at one point was the valet. Dean Malenko was in it. Benoit was in it at a certain point. Candido, Brian Lee, Bam Bam Bigelow, Supreme, and Lizzie Borden. I wonder who else was it besides Shane Douglas and Lizzie and Supreme? Were in the XPW version. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Later incarnations. Here we go. Rob Van Dam, Sabu, and Taz teamed up to form the new triple threat in late '98. That didn't really count though. You gotta have Shane Douglas in there. The triple threat reunited. Let's see here. Douglas, Lizzie Borden, and Supreme, and that was it.
Oh.
The 3 dominated the singles division with Douglas holding the XPW Heavyweight Championship, Supreme holding the King of the Deathmatch Nutcase Championship. Yeah, anyways. Nothing. I like that one of the entries in their Wikipedia entry, one of their sub-entries, is deaths. 3 members of the Triple Threat died in a 3-year span from 05 to 07.
Wow.
Candido, Bam Bam, and, of course, Benoit. No bueno.
Yeah.
NWO, DX, and the Shield. NWO, Horseman, and DX, I think, are probably top 3. Horseman, NWO, probably top 2. I'd say the Horsemen are the top faction of all time. Longevity, money made,
depth of roster. I mean, you had the original incarnation was what? Flair, Arn, Ole.
Was Ole in the original one? Who was that 4th guy?
Tully Blanchard. And then, of course, Barry Windham came around. And Sid was a member at one point. Sting was, I think. Luger
was. Yeah, that's right.
And then they brought it back in the mid-'90s, and it was, I believe, Benoit, Malenko.
That's right, yeah.
And Flair, and who's
Steve McMichael.
Yeah.
He's the runt of the pack. Let's see here. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think there's much of I think it's the Horsemen, maybe the NWO, like the original NWO. You can make a case for that because of how they impacted the industry.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Horsemen are pretty far up there. A bunch of guys. The thing that I love about the Horsemen is that for the most part, they just look like a bunch of regular old guys in their underwear.
I know. I know.
Arn Anderson, he just looks like like an old dude you'd see at like the VA, or like at an Elks Lodge.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't argue with that. And then Oli looks like the slightly pixelated brother.
Less polygons.
Yeah, fewer polygons.
Fewer polygons. And then, of course, there is Arn Anderson in that Wild Things intro. Taking his dick out. Anybody out there, go ahead and Google. We talked about this last week or 2 weeks ago. WCW Wild Thing.
Wrestle War 90.
Wrestle War 1990 intro. And it's on YouTube. And try to figure out exactly what Arn Anderson is doing in his shot.
I think it's a hand. Like he has someone in an armbar type thing, and it's just a hand, but it kind of looks like his stuff.
Yeah, no, it does. And like the way he's sort of straddling it.
Yeah.
It's not good. Like now we know.
The way he moves a hand.
Now we know what Arn Anderson looks like when he's either going to jank it or he's going to have sex.
I guess
he's going to do sex at somebody. So there's you go. There's your gorilla position. Greatest factions of all time. We agree it's the Horsemen.
Yeah,
or
and then
the
NWO.
Then the DX and the Shield, and then everybody else. So many deaths, though. Look at this. The Radicals. Evolution, they're all still alive. They're all doing well. Evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that time of the show that we love the most.
Yeah.
It's called the Kayfabe Corner. This is where Larson and I challenge each other with names made up and real in the world of wrestling. See who can come up with, if I know who's real, who's fake.
Yeah, pretty much.
This week it's my turn to run the gauntlet.
Yeah. All right, you ready?
I'm ready to go.
Do you have something to keep notes as far as how you do? To keep your tally.
Yeah, I do. Usually I just use my hands, but today I'll use a piece of paper.
Yeah, get paper and pen.
All right.
Let me know when you're ready.
I am ready to go.
Oh, dear. All right.
Somebody, I forget his name, he was in our Twitter feed, said that he got
12 out of 12.
So, you know what? You guys can play along at home. And we're on the honor system. Let us know how you did.
Yes.
If you got crappies, because I want to know how you guys did in relation to me. And every week we do this, except for the Dan weeks. It wouldn't be fair to Dan. I mean, it's not really fair to us. It's not like we know, really.
Well, but like you said last week, it's less about how much we know about wrestling and how much we know about each other.
Exactly correct. All right, let's do this.
It's just kind of like just our own form of poker.
Yes, exactly correct. Right.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready to go.
All right, first one. Sheena Anigans.
Oh, God. Sheena Anigans. God. Okay, before we start this, what federations did you pull from?
I pulled from AWA, WCCW, WWE.
Okay.
I think maybe Mid-South.
Mid-South! Okay.
I think.
No, that's all fair. That's all good. Let's not start pulling from weird shit that's going on today.
No.
Mid-South is great though. That's awesome. Was that Lawler's?
No, Mid-South was Bill Watts.
Memphis was Lawler's.
Yeah.
Okay, Bill. Sheena Anigans.
Yeah.
That's fake.
Yeah. Okay. Shenanigans. Come on.
I know. No, I know. But that could be real.
I know.
I know that it's shenanigans.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Number 2.
Okay.
Pepper Gomez.
Real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 3. Chris Camelot.
Chris Camelot. Oh, man. That's got to be real.
Fake.
Damn it. Can I ask, what was the inspiration for that?
I just thought of it.
Okay. There was nobody else with the name Camel?
No.
Okay. Right.
No. Not that I know of.
All right.
Number 4.
Okay.
These next few entries are kind of themed. Tell me what you think the theme is.
Okay. All right.
First one. Fishman.
Fishman. That's fake.
Real.
Damn it.
Next one. Ribeye McIntyre.
Ribeye McIntyre. That's fake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pork Chops Cash.
Well, I know the theme. It's barbecue or food or something. Pork Chops Cash?
Yeah.
That's fake.
Real.
Oh, what? Pork Chops Cash is real?
Yeah.
That's horrible.
No, that's a good name. The Tenderizer Gene. The Tenderizer Gene Tenderloin.
Fake.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a gimme. That was. Hey, no way. Even that's just retarded.
But it was too funny not to put on.
That was a good one. Gene Tenderloin. Gene Tenderloin. You know what? If you hadn't put the tenderizer in there,
I know, but it's too funny.
I might have bit on Gene Tenderloin.
Warhawk.
Real.
Fake.
What? That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that.
Babs Wingo.
Real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dane Erickson.
Real.
Fake.
Damn it.
Schick Donovan.
Schick? How do you spell Schick?
Or Chic. Sorry. Chic Donovan.
I'll say real.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last one.
Your flub of that kind of gave it away.
Well.
You have to be a better actor.
Last one.
Okay.
Dump. Oh, you ready?
Yeah.
Dump Flanagan.
Dump Flanagan.
Yeah.
Dump Flanagan. Dump Flanagan's that's a I can't believe somebody would actually be called Dump Flanagan. Dump Flanagan. Fake.
Yeah.
I got 7.
Good.
It was not 11, but
Nope.
I got 7.
And what was number 8? That was Warhawk.
That was Warhawk.
You got it wrong.
Warhawk sounds real. That's got to be a real one. That's got to be a Lawler territory name. Warhawk.
I didn't look in.
That's a good
I didn't
one.
look. I didn't look in.
Did you look? Did you when you do the fake ones?
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was no wrestler with just the name Warhawk.
Warhawk. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I got 7. Let's see. Chris Camelot, that was too good for me to get right on that one.
Yeah.
Warhawk was too good for me to get right on that one. 7 out of what's your second best?
I thought I got 8 once.
Did you get 8?
Maybe, I don't remember.
God, I need to.
What did I do last week? Did I get 5 or 6 last week?
Yeah, one of those. I forget.
No, I think 6 might be my best, other than the 10.
I need to hit a home run one of these days. I need to get like a 9 to just feel good about myself.
All right. Well, unless you get 11, it's kind of immaterial.
Well, I want you guys all to let us know how you did.
Yeah.
Because Kayfabe Corner is maybe my favorite thing ever.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
One day, well, now that the season's done with, we got to get Hilton on this.
Yeah.
We need to Skype Hilton in if he has like Skype or he figures out computers. Because I think he'd have a blast with Kayfabe Corner.
Yeah,
and then what we can do is, because he needs to catch up, you and I can come up with a list and we'll throw it at him.
Yeah.
All right. Or one of us comes up with a list.
We'll just have to rotate.
And the other
one
two,
person.
the other two get that, they tally their scores.
Yeah, I was going to say,
All right.
one person creates a list, and the other 2 people take their guesses, and then they tally them, yeah.
All right, I like that a lot. Maybe next week we'll see if we can harangue Hilton into do it next week.
Yeah.
And then after that we'll have Dan back on the show to discuss pay. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll get his thoughts on Payback. Maybe we'll hold off on our thoughts on Payback. I don't know how we're gonna do that.
Yeah. Isn't there there's a NXT thing this month too, isn't there?
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Takeover, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
So we can do all of that.
There you go. All right, cool. All right, well, that's our episode of Going In Raw. And we'll talk to you guys later.
Goodbye.
Bye.